is this something that you can use to put some autonomy back in your life? What role will it play to differentiate itself from those type of apps and actions that you can do, right? What's up? What's up? What's up, everyone? We're back again with another episode of our show. I'm your co-host, Deuce Noble.
I'm your co-host DJ. What's going on today, Deuce?
Hey, man, always cool things going on in this world of technology and, of course, the new buzz AI. So I think today, let's go ahead and talk about OpenAI, their new feature for ChatGPT. I think that's a really cool feature. We just want to give a quick recap and update on that. But OpenAI has announced that they added, I guess, I don't know what they're calling it, but tasks essentially for ChatGPT where you can schedule those tasks and I guess kind of different things to handle tasks and reminders to handle different actions, right? So as you can see what DJ is on screen, we have on screen now, showing and sharing. So DJ, let's go ahead and dive into what makes this new feature pretty cool and what we can expect from it.
Definitely. I'm excited because I believe this is there being OpenAI, like they're starting to their agentic offerings that they're going to have. So this is kind of like step number one. So definitely I'm excited, more so excited for what's going to come next because this is pretty basic. I mean, and a lot of it may not resonate out there hugely in the market because they're going to look at this in to-dos. They're like, I have an app for that already, or I have reminders or whatever the case is. I do like how they implemented it. I do have access to it. It is a specific model that you have to select when you're in the platform. So when you're on OpenAI, you do select that specific model. It'll say 4.0 with scheduled tasks. And on there, when you select that model, I believe that version has access to search the internet in it. And then it does have access to DALL-E 3. So you can also have it like schedule you an image that you want to do, or, get you a workout routine, every day or something like that, or a meal plan. A lot of the examples that they have out there on the site. So you can kind of take a look at those things. But essentially, you're able to tell the model, can you remind me every Monday, or can you send me some inspirational quotes every Monday or something like that? So if you didn't want to go into the office that day, give some motivation, so you can do things of that nature. And it has
Right.
different time
You know,
frames. What do you think, Deuce? What's your take on it?
So my thing, so I'm gonna, play a little bit devil's advocate, like you said, but it's one of those things where it's like, hey, I already, have something. I use my task or my reminders on my iPhone or whatever. Guess what role will it play to differentiate itself from those type of apps and actions that you can do, right? And we know how we can use ChatGPT now, but me setting these actions and tasks, how is it going to help separate themselves, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you're asking me, like, yeah.
What in your opinion?
No, I
I
mean, I
want to
think
know.
that's what I'm saying. Like, I think most consumers already have, like, something that they're using right now, either an app or whatever the case, that's setting them reminders, like something to have them for their to-dos, their items, and all of those things. But I mean, they don't have it within the Chat GPT ecosystem, to your point. So I mean, like, if they're using it heavily, because now we have people that are probably in this platform every day. I mean, they have hundreds of millions of users or whatever the case is, right? So if that's the case. I mean, like, any
Right.
enhancement that they do to this platform is major and it can scale fast. So by any means, I don't want to discount it. I just think that, some people, like if I told this to a person that doesn't use ChatGPT already, it's like, oh, now I can do this. It may not, resonate with them. However, for us, individuals, like, I'm going to use it. I definitely use it when they release something new. I don't really think that they have anything that I haven't leveraged once they've announced it, just because I use the platform a lot. So I'm excited.
I think that's great, but I think it's one of the tools and the use cases where you can take what you need and expound upon it. Like you said, remind me, my passport's going to expire in 6 months, and they may add in a few things
Yeah,
for it, like, okay, cool, in 6 months I'll remind you, here's a place you can go get your new passport picture, right? They'll pull
yeah.
all that together, right? I think that's kind of where ChatGPT will separate itself from regular reminders versus like for me. I'm always asking Google, hey, Google, remind me of this, and it will remind me exactly what I said with no extra help. And I
Yeah.
think that's really the difference starting this agentic process right now. Like I said, this tool and this new feature
Yep.
still is in beta. So, but I think it's going to be cool to see how they're going to kind of adopt and move forward from this because you can say "Hey, every Friday, give me a plan based on my location of what we can do for fun or where we can go for a cool date night or whatever, right? So now we're adding a little bit more in intentional ingenuity into it, right? Where we're saying, hey, use my location to figure out what's around me for me to do and give me a plan for that. So now this is a recurring task and it'll help me do whatever, right? So I think that OpenAI is really onto something as far as having, not only just this feature, but getting into their agentic series with other features coming soon and rolling out in 2025 as
Yeah,
well.
I think that'll be cool. So when it does set you up a task, it looks like it goes back into, for my usage, it'll go directly back into that chat that you started with OpenAI. So in OpenAI, if you open up a new chat and you select that model, your reminder goes back to that specific chat instance, if you will. And in addition to that, they do have a mobile app. So I think it's available on both platforms. I know it is on iOS. I'm not sure on Android, but they also have allowing you will need to enable notifications if you don't already have that, so that way it can notify you and you can go directly back in there. It's like it'll pop up just like a regular notification. You tap it and it can take you into that
No,
chat. So that's
absolutely.
pretty cool. They haven't announced yet if it's going to be. Oh, well, they said eventually it'll probably be available for free users. So right now it is just for the paid program, so both the Pro and the Plus.
Right. Okay. Like I said, this is where I think even Sam Altman said this is now starting where those AI agents are going to this year enter the workforce. And I think this is just the start, at least for
Mhm.
OpenAI, right? Those AI agents we've discussed in the past, they're entering the workforce now. And what that looks like is small things like this. And putting them to work is going to be beneficial for I think everyone. I could use this. I mean, let's just say, I have a business and I want to say, hey, every Friday, give me a recap of the clients we talked to, the contracts we've, completed or signed, and what's coming up for next week, right? I can literally ask it for this and it could set that reminder and that tags to complete this every Friday, right? So that's kind of how you're using these models, right? So these models are going to take place, and now this is a recurring theme that you can happen. And of course, you can go in and tweak it and everything, right? And I think, that's going to be really where it changes
Yeah.
the game.
I mean, as you see in the Verge article, also, they are still cooking something. They're in the kitchen with something else with it's called Operator. I think that's what it was called before. We spoke on that back last year, at the end of last year, like in December timeframe. And that's supposed to be their bigger autonomous AI agent capable of, like, control your computer, kind of like Anthropic's computer use, where it's supposed to actually be able to physically take over and basically do some tasks autonomously. It looks like there's a code name that they have working on Caterpillar, that they're working on as well. So that, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I'm excited. Apparently, it was supposed to be in January, but we're, kind of at the midway point as it is right now. So we'll still look into like
Right.
how that's going to play out. But either way, I think glad we just touched on it. Like I said, it's trickling out to Pro and Plus users right now. So you may or may not already have access to it. So you can go into your ChatGPT account, look for the model, and let us know what you think in the comments about the use cases. Is it something that you really plan on using? Is it kind of a meh release, or is it something that gets you excited for what's to come?
Is this something that you can use to put some autonomy back in your life? And if so, let us know what you would use for your reminders and your tasks that you would schedule week in and week out, or if you would use it at all, or if you're going to continue to use your reminders
Yeah,
app. So no, I think this would be cool. I think, one of the things going forward with this, the next steps is integrating these into your not virtual, but your home assistants, like, your Alexas and your Google Homes and your Apple Home Pods. That's going to be a partnership that's going to come soon, probably, with OpenAI and one of these assistants. Either that, or they're going to say, you know what, we're going to create our own because, Google has Gemini and Apple may be the only one that may go on, but who has a
yeah.
home pod, right? No, I think this is great. Let us know what you guys, if you guys were to use OpenAI's new feature, let us know what tasks you guys would use them for. We wanted to hear some of your examples or some of your prompts that you would say.
Yeah, for sure. We'll take it. Excited to hear more about that. I just can't wait to the Operator and some other releases later in this year. Agents are super exciting. We'll definitely be diving more into that and showing off some of the other platforms that are out there, like Lindy AI, and there's Crew AI and some other platforms as well that developers are using to build out AI agents. And there's a huge amount of push from all of the industry executive like Jason Huang, NVIDIA, and just some other individuals, as they keep talking about that, and the Salesforce CEO and their agent force and all that. So potential for disruption for sure this year in the workplace, and AI coworkers, and all
A-
those things. So that'll be interesting to kind of see how that unfolds. Deuce, what else you got?
Absolutely. Right now, just a couple of headlines I want to just bring to the forefront. Red Hat, they've acquired Neuromagic, and Neuromagic is one of the main contributors to the VLLM project. They have a lot of great work they've done in sparse inference technologies. So that's going to be a big game changer for Red Hat in
Mhm.
their hybrid cloud, using a lot of AI and generative AI innovation across that, right? So that's going to be huge for them. Another quick hitter, you
Yeah.
remember PUBG, right? PUBG really went viral. I guess was it back in 2020, 2019 time frame, and pretty cool. I played PUBG a little bit, but NVIDIA has partnered with Crafted to introduce some language models to create AI characters in PUBG and other streaming games as well. The AI characters can communicate and strategize with the players. So now we're seeing, some of those AI inferences and characters get pushed
That's
into
really cool for
mainstream
the live
gaming, which
services
is
game,
pretty
like having
cool.
generative AI part of that, because that's almost like, it's realistic. Like you really collaborating with AI co-player or something like that. And we talked about that as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So and if you think about, just those two headlines is alone, with Red Hat using Neural Magic into the cloud, and then the gaming introducing AI characters, if you partner those two together, right? Just learning, adding your characters, and then having a cloud network constantly communicate information to the AI character, it's going to create a more immersive experience for games like that, right? Which I think is pretty cool. Although right now the model will run locally, so it'll avoid that cloud dependency, but I think in the future it'll be really cool to see something like that, right? But right now
Man,
that's going to improve the privacy, but ultimately,
we're
who
just at
knows
such
what's going to happen?
a
Someone's going
cool
to
and
take the
crazy
cap off.
time, man, because we have these hardware improvements like the chips, AMD, NVIDIA, all the, all the Intel and all this other stuff. So your hardware stacks are getting better, and then, your cloud servicing is getting better, and then the generative world in general, like all the solutions that they have available there. There's some talks about like new types of transformers models. So we'll touch on that in a later episode. But Google, they're introducing or they have a paper that's out right now talking about a Titan model, Titan
Right,
architecture. That's what it is, architecture. And so with that one,
right.
it helps with larger context windows and just a lot of different things. But we'll definitely, kind of bring that to you guys so you can learn more about that. But and then for me, quantum, as we get to quantum computing, and then quantum computing when it meets AI, man, I just think, that might be where we get to like the point of ASI or something like that, which is just, crazy to think about. And I don't know, it's fun. It's definitely fun, but I'm super interested in
Well,
gaming and AI because I think that for the business market and that, I mean, for a consumer and like a user, like I think that would be cool. Like you were mentioning before, like being able to, like in Madden, yeah, bring back your reference, like getting somebody to help you out with a play assistant or something like that, and some other things real time. I think would be cool. Some other use cases
man,
that
I'm
we
telling
talked
you,
about, but yeah.
those models
In
are
addition
definitely
to
the
that
work.
is just like the just from the business side of it, just like how it can be applied to kind of enhance the consumer experiences and really scale platforms. Because now we're coming on they just had PlayStation Pro release, but also Xbox is rumored to have like a new hardware that's coming out here pretty soon, and that's supposed to have AI kind of baked into it. So I really want to see what they want to bring to the platform. So there's just a lot. So
Right. And even speaking on, like, the all the new changes with the software and gaming and hardware as well, we have one of the first AI chip startups, Blaze. They are going to go public this year. So it's going to be the first one going public in 2025. Well, I think in general, but they're going public this year, 2025. Right now they're unprofitable, but they have $400 million pipeline in deals, and they're eyeing a 1.2 billion dollar valuation post the merger. So I think that it's going to be a growing trend with AI chips. So seeing a lot of these new chipsets come out, it's going to be pretty cool to see. I think it's going to be it's going to cause a big spike in
yeah,
a lot of hardware, but I don't know how the market's going to be able to handle that. But I think it's cool so far. So that's definitely something if you're into investing and looking into things like technology and companies and startups, that's definitely going to be a company to keep an eye on. So that's Blaze, BLAIZE. I will definitely
Yeah.
link that below just so you guys to read about it and read more about Blaze and what they're going to be doing when they go public. But as far as headlines, DJ, that's kind of all I have for today, man. I just want to kind of bring those into the forefront. A couple of cool things going on with this technology and AI, and let you guys know what kind of models are going to be out there
Man,
soon.
well, stay tuned. We definitely have a lot more. We'll be going in some deep dives. We just released some shorts, basically going over Runway's ML's model, Gen 3 Alpha. And it's been out for a while, but just our take on how we've been leveraging that to do some text to video. And then also they have video to video, and then they have their new Act 1 that they have available on their platform as well. So it's super cool. Also, of course, leveraging AI, generative AI, but it's just, it's definitely a fun time to play with a lot of tools that are available. And for the content creators, I mean, like, it's definitely good to spice up your content using some of those features. You see them a lot, I'm sure, as you scroll through whatever your favorite platform is. You're going to see like some kind of AI altered content or whatever the case is. But some of those are really cool to play around with, and it kind of helps add to your creativity. But that's it from my side, Deuce.
All right, man. Well, like always, thank you everyone for listening. We encourage you guys to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And let us know what, some of the things we talked about, what you guys might use, OpenAI's and ChatGPT's new feature for. And as always, until next
Peace.
time, peace.